Actually, both of these came off of my truck. That hole right there, that would make it get dirty much faster. It must have been a burn spot. This is brand new. I just changed this like 2 days ago. The truck was too hard to start. I couldn't do it. It took 3 days for me to start it. So now I went in another sequence. Drained the fuel on both sides. Drained the fuel on this one. Started dry. Couldn't start. Well, went over to the secondary fuel filter, turned it off. Dumped the fuel into a bottle. Put it back in there. Try to start it again just to pass some air into it, because I think I heard and figured out myself that I guess if too much fuel mixture in one side, like inside the piston, the cylinders, you gotta have a balance of air and fuel at the same time. I don't know if that had something to do with it, but you gotta have some kind of air space in there to make it move or something like that. I'm thinking, maybe I could be wrong, I'm thinking there's too much fuel mixture inside the pistons. You gotta have some kind of air to go in there. But it's more like it has to be properly balanced. So I let some air pass into the system and then put fuel back in there and seal it up. And over there, I'm sorry I confused you. I was trying to explain myself, but I don't think I did a good job. Over here, that's the brand new fuel filter I put on this morning. As you can see, it was all saturated with fuel. Alright, this morning I managed to get the engine to start and I ran it. But guess what? The old fuel filter I had on, when I pulled it off and put it back on, the seal popped. And just now, when I came back out and I got curious to look at those things, those suspension adjusters, and then all of a sudden I see fuel spraying out, and it covered up the whole floor, it covered up the electrical wires, it covered up the chassis. It came all the way out here and went over there. So that's some of it right there, and there goes the rest of it. Yeah, fuel was spraying out of the filter. It was like gushing, almost like water. So I tried to hurry up and turn the engine off. The seal had busted. It had a little tear. It didn't really bust all the way, but it split. So I said, alright, I'll take it off. So I bought another one for $40, a brand new one from a mechanic. He said he'll have it ordered in 2 hours in the same morning, so I got it. So I took one for $40. I paid cash. I put that brand new one on. I actually filled it all the way to the top. I filled it up all the way to the top first and then screw it on. Turn the key. It cranked over. Let me see. I'm guessing. It cranked over for 10 seconds. I had to hold the key for 10 seconds or so. 10 or 13 seconds, and then it cranked up. So it seemed like the truck was jerking and stumbling too when the old separator filter was in there. When the dirty old one was in there, it was there jerking and, like it wasn't driving properly. I haven't brought it out on the road yet since the last 4 or 5 days, since last week Friday when I came back into the spot. Since last week Friday. So now I organized this a little bit, and I still got a ways to go. My plan was not to, they said that, alright, before I move to the next subject, let me finish this. This can cause a jerking. Dirty filter can cause a jerking, such as that. But the thing is, it looks so clean on the inside, and it looks so kind of nasty on the outside. You can see all of that right there because of the hole. So yeah, that can cause it, and 2 to 3 other things can cause it. Mechanics said that even the battery cable, if it's not tightened, that can cause it. Also, that did happen. The power went out to me right in the middle of the road. Yes, I had to put the triangles out. That was like last week. last week, Thursday, Wednesday, somewhere. Today is what, Tuesday? Today's I think it's October 29th. I think today's the 29th. It actually happened on October 18th or 17th or something like that. Yeah, the power went dead. The whole truck went dead. The emergency flashes couldn't work. So that was what I had to do is I had to pull the panel off, and then when I went touching the wires, it just popped, and there was a loose red one, a positive cable. So I went inside and tightened it, and I found a couple of other loose ones as well, and I tightened them all up. So when I went to go start the truck, it fired up just like that. That was in the middle of the road last week. That was not on the sidewalk. That was not in the parking lot. It was like in the right lane. But anyways, I got that fixed. But the thing is, I just bought the used one. No, not that one. I just bought the other one, the used filter, for like $20. I was gonna get this for $20, but I said, nah, I ain't really working right now. I don't consider myself. I'm taking a month off. I'm cutting away for a month. So it's like what I'm in the process of doing now is replacing that one with this one right here. This one also got a hole. This one is used. This one got some kind of hole right there. Must be a burn spot. So I'm gonna use this and that one over there. That one is kind of clean on the outside. It's not as dirty as the one I got. Maybe the reason why, because the hole on mine is bigger, so that's why it got dirtier. And the hole in this one is smaller, so that one's cleaner. So I switched it. I'm switching that one. The thing is, I thought I was done, but now since I took mine off, I discovered that there's a big hole on the other side, and I said, all right, I might as well go back for the housing. So it looked like I was going back to it. So the mechanic said that he threw it in the dumpster. So I went to the dumpster and took it out. Where the hell is it? I just had that star wrench, or that tool, I don't know where it went. No, I had that little fold open. Oh, I think I know where it is. It's up here somewhere. Because I was too busy taking it off. That's crazy. What the hell? I popped it. Hold up. Yeah, I popped some. No, it's that. Hold on a second. Let me try to get it back. Yeah, I got it. It ain't all the way. This one. Man, I had it. Hold up. Let me see where I put it. Time I put something down, I can't find it. Yeah, man, I had my tools in. I know I haven't tried. It's not making sense. Oh, dumbass. Of course. I dropped it in there and then carried it over here. I found it. found it. Maybe I'll just shoot a video of doing this. I threw it in there, but I don't remember. Now I gotta go take this off. I actually thought he was gonna keep the housing, but he went ahead and threw it in the dumpster. I said, no, I'm gonna need the whole thing. So I got this one for free. It seems like I'm just gonna do some patchwork on the outside. Oh, I'm go ahead and show you something else. You know what? Let me just crack them things here first. I don't know why I put them back on. I could have left them off. There's nothing in there. I thought it was because of him, because he kind of strict anyway. So this is what I'm fixing to do. I'm gonna take the cover off because I gotta put the whole housing. I gotta put the air cleaner in there and then bolt it back on. You know what? Well, let me go to the next side. I'm gonna cut this video short because I ain't got all day. After I get done with this is where I'm fixing to go. It's some other part of Chicago. I just asked my mechanic. My mechanic for my company here. My company mechanic, he said, all right, this thing which I introduced this to him, I told him what it was. I'm asking him, do you know about it? This. What do you call it again? The Delta pressure sensor. EGR Delta sensor. And this one, IMAP sensor. He called it a map sensor, and I said IMAP sensor because that's what they said on YouTube. IMAP sensor. And then he said, yeah, that's right. So now I told him that this is a EGR Delta pressure sensor. This, I think it costs, what was it, 140 or 130 for this, and this one costs 40 something for that. Somewhere about $50 or $40 for that. I found a spare one inside the truck too. I found a spare one, but that one was already used. I think this was another new one, but it got bad. So it looks like with all this oil going on, I'm gonna try. As a matter of fact, I'm brushing up on the truck quite a bit. It's just not good enough. All right. You see this sometime tonight or today or this evening, I'm going down to get this. If not, I'm gonna sit by the doorstep tomorrow. Tonight. I'm going down there tonight. If this truck is in reasonable condition, of course. Hold on for a second, man. Oh, that's my mechanic. That's my mechanic bringing one of our trucks in. Hold up. Yeah. He just got done working on one of them company trucks. IMAP sensor, Delta pressure sensor. Alright. So sometime tonight, I'm gonna pull this truck out and test drive it again. And if it feels normal like usual, then I'll go ahead. I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna buy both of them at the same time. They got a Cummins dealer somewhere on the other side of Chicago. So that's pretty much it. Both of these came off of my truck. They both came off just now. I left it partially gutted out. The next, let me tell you what I'm gonna be doing that's easier for me to reach and cheaper. The basic stuff. I need to organize this. I'm gonna show you some. I'm pretty much sure I got a string over here. Let me double check. Yeah. Here it is. Good. I'm glad they made it like that because I actually put it that way. This entire DPF unit, 1, 2, 3 straps. He said there's 3 levels. He just told me. Maybe I better ask him again. Hold on. He didn't come out yet. He just told me a while ago what 3 of these things do. I know the bottom one is supposed to collect the soot. The second one and the third one, I don't know. I'm not familiar with it. This is not a DEF unit. This is a DPF. Does not use DEF. The next thing I wanted to buy, I did add in that one on the list. Is a dozer pressure sensor. I think that's it right here. These are the pipes and anything like that. I gotta ask questions about that. That might be the NOx sensor. I don't think so. It's got screws on it. It could be the NOx sensor. I'm thinking of changing that. Dozer sensor. And 1, 2. Yo, there he is. I see him. Hold up. Hey, Greg. I'm good at remembering certain things, but I'm still trying to figure out them 3 levels again. I know the bottom, the 3 levels are the DPF unit. The bottom
3 sections, not levels, 3 sections.
Section. The bottom one is
Auto
for the
mechanic is a specific, very precise trade.
Yeah.
So if you want to be a mechanic, you got to be precise because
no,
it matters a lot what terminology you use. Because it makes communication a lot simpler and more accurate.
Right. I can't help that. I mean, I'm
know
doing
you're
it
learning.
myself.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
like,
3 levels, yeah.
Yeah, the first bottom half is for the soot.
Bottom
right?
half. There is no half. There's a third. It's three
You
sections.
told me already, but I can't
Twice.
get.
Yeah.
All right.
The bottom is just a can. It's an empty can.
Yeah, the first section. Is that what you want me to say?
The bottom section.
Bottom section.
Bottom, middle, top.
All right.
So the top one is DOC, the middle one is DPF, and the bottom is just an empty can.
Right. That's the one that collects the soot.
Well, yeah, it collects there, but it stays in a DPF itself, in the middle.
The DPF is in the middle.
Middle.
So what's the bottom part for?
Just empty can.
Just
It's actually used to disperse the heat during regen. I mean, it has
so
a
it ain't
purpose.
nothing real.
No, there's nothing in there, right? There's
So
nothing.
what's the top one for again?
Top one is the DOC. It's a diesel oxidizer chamber. DOC. And then you have DPF. These are diesel particulate filter.
That's the middle part.
That's the middle one. That's the DPF.
So that dozer sensor, what do you call it? Dozer
Injector?
Injector?
Well, there's a doser injector.
Uh-huh.
There's a fueling dosing pressure sensor. There's a sensor
That's
for
the
that.
one I'm trying to buy. That's the one that's mounted on the canister, right? The top section?
That's a differential pressure. DPF differential pressure sensor. It's got 2 tubes going to it.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. It's a differential delta. If you call it delta, that's
So
fine.
should I change that?
I don't know. Depends what. Do you have a code for it?
No. I was just going to replace it, but
If you want to start replacing, true. But I would first find out what the problem is before you start replacing, because it's going to get expensive very quickly with the parts.
What about that thing that's screwed into the pipe at the bottom of that canister?
That's a sensor. It's a temperature sensor, outlet temperature
I
sensor.
thought that was an NOx sensor.
That's a DEF sensor. It doesn't have DEF.
Oh,
It doesn't have DEF. It never had DEF. Factory-wise, it doesn't. So it's just the temperature. The exhaust is the exhaust gas temperature.
Regen and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, very much so.
All right, that thing at the top, what do you call it? That dozer pressure. The thing's mounted on that
With 2
pipe.
pipes. Yeah. A differential pressure sensor.
Differential. I can go ahead and change that and see.
You can if you want to. Yeah.
All
You
right,
can.
Thanks, man.
Sure, come on.
Alright. Alright. Well, like he said, I'm learning. I'm gonna have to write that stuff down, man. I'm gonna try to let it stick in my head. The last thing I was asking him was that. Yeah, knock sensors only exist on DEF systems. Right. Temperature sensor. Pressure. What is it? A regulator adjuster? Dozer, regulator, pressure adjuster, or something like that. I'll try to write down a couple of things. That's that one. And the third one, what was the third one? Oh, he told me. Shit, I'm gonna have to. The middle piece, the middle section on the top one. I think the middle one he said DPF, and the top one is something else. Yeah, I know. I don't feel like asking people any questions. I'll go ahead and find out on the website. It's hard for me to, it's hard for me to get what I want on the website because I don't know what terminology to use. I don't know what term to use. You know what I'm saying? But talking to a live person is much better. It's easier. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and catch up with them things later on. So it's basically that. This, that right there, this, of course you're gonna need cleaning. I'm gonna take it apart when I get the chance. This and that. I already got 4 of them on the list, on that invoice. I just didn't get to them yet. I'm not sure. I think I got 3 of them. The 4th one was the fuel filter, or the separator filter. I only got 3 of them. The 3rd one I didn't add was a temperature sensor. So what my main objective is, I need to organize and target the diesel exhaust system, because I'm doing the codes, I'm doing the regen the right way, but it's not regenning, it's saying failed. So I'm gonna go ahead and do all of that. And here's another thing. They said that even if all them sensors and stuff actually were working, if they were all working and it says regen complete, guess what? It still needs more work, because you could tell by that thing is packed. It's just going to keep on asking for regen real frequent. Like your regen right now, it's going to regen within the next 4 days. It's going to keep on doing it, because the what do you call it? The exhaust system is so packed up with all that smog. It's got to get cleaned out. Damn, something just went in my eye. It's got to get cleaned out. So you got to start over again. And if it gets cleaned out, and all the sensors are fresh, then you should be regenning within a couple of months, maybe the first 3 months. Well, it is a whole truck, so I'm guessing you should regen at least the first 2 months or so, something like that. Maybe it's the first 2 or 3 months, maybe longer. But now, since it's all disorganized, if you replace the sensors, if that regen does work, it's just going to keep on asking for more regen. So that means you got to finish doing the whole thing. That's my guesswork, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm going to knock that out. All right, here's what I got to do. I'm going to end this video because I got to use 2 hands to put all that back in. So I'm just shooting this video for kicks and maybe educational purpose. I don't know. So I'm fixing to get to work right now, and I'll check y'all later.